Hello, this is Dave for That's Us Gaming, and welcome to Dave's Ramblings, where I basically talk your ear off about things I find interesting. Now, something a little different today. It's effectively just pretty much my thoughts, but it was all sparked because on Facebook, there was a picture from the retailer CEX, or the sex shop, or whatever you want to call it, who deal primarily in games, and they said, did Fortnite deserve Ultimate Game of the Year at the Golden Joysticks? Now, against my better judgment, I decided to click the comments, and fucking hell, it was absolute toxic. It was disgusting, literally. People were screaming and shouting, and honestly, you read it, and it just, apart from the fact that a lot of it was unnecessary, none of it was thought out. And I know a lot of things in the game industry, a lot of fans, I should say, in the game industry, don't usually think about what's coming out of their mouth, me included. But if they would have just taken a step back and just thought, yes, this game deserves Ultimate Game of the Year. I can think of no other contender, like, even on their level. And if you just give me a few minutes to just defend this, because, God, I fucking hate that game. I really do. But I fucking respect it for what it's done. You know, it's like, it has made non-gamers suddenly perk up and want to play these games, which effectively you can say pretty much have the same mechanics as your basic third-person shooter, albeit with build your own cover. And you can't tell me that that's not a game. Fair enough, it's a very basic bare-bones thing, but it's putting people in the server. This is a game that has made Sony, a huge company, actually turn around and say, oh, okay, sorry guys, we were wrong. We can have crossplay now. That is something that Rocket League, albeit, you know, obviously Rocket League's a lot smaller, but Minecraft as well. Mojang could not get Sony to crossplay. They got everything else, but they could not get Sony. Epic Games walk in, fucking bosh. There we go. Honest to God, it's crazy. Think about how many millionaires that this game has created. People like Ninja, who just got really good at the game, stream it, and have just made so much money off the one game. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure that Rootin' Tootin' Cowboy Shooting is a great game. I gotta stop calling it that. But no, I'm sure Red Dead Redemption 2 is fantastic or whatever, but at the end of the day, even with the online, would you still be playing it, really? I mean, just look at your heart. Once you finish that story, are you going to really piddle off and do all the different stupid stuff? I mean, fuck, Red Dead 1, I couldn't even get through the main story. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I think that is just a problem that I've had with Rockstar and sort of the Grand Theft Auto in general. I mean, I don't think I've really enjoyed a Grand Theft Auto game since Vice City, I think. I mean, I can't get through the main stories the way I used to. I don't find them engaging, interesting. I don't like the mechanics. But anyway, less of that. As I say, Red Dead 2, once you've done that story, would you still be playing it? I mean, fair enough, the online mode might keep you there, but I mean, look at all the people, millions and millions of people who are playing Fortnite. You, honest to God, you can scream and say that it's casual and all this sort of stuff, but this game, with the release of that, that Arctic bundle thing that they did, where they've like actually released a physical case so that game and everyone can sell it, but it's just a bloody download code. What do you reckon that's going to be like #1 bloody Christmas game, you know? Because people will go out and buy it. grannies will buy it for their grandsons. And I mean, this is the thing, it's in schools. I mean, this has spawned medium. I actually work putting newspapers and magazines out, and I mean, there's actually the Fortnite magazine now, an unofficial magazine. The publication 110% gaming. I think the last 2 months has been nothing but Fortnite on the cover. It sells. A lot of the boys magazines, I think it's Toxic and Mega on the front now, where they used to have a couple of like generic mascots at the top. They've got those Fortnite people. Christ, Pornhub actually said that there was a massive spike in Fortnite porn. Unfucking believable. Honest to God. It has literally ingrained itself into society, and for me, there could have been no other contender for Ultimate Game of the Year. Despite the fact it wasn't released in this year, it is still relevant, it is still fresh, it still has updates. And I know I literally sound like I absolutely love this game, but I really don't. I don't like playing it. I have tried. I don't like it. But as I say, I have a healthy respect for it, because I cannot believe what it has done. I mean, it took gaming massively mainstream and it didn't require loot boxes to do it. So if it can make all this money hand over fist without loot boxes, why are EA and Ubisoft and everyone still doing it? It just goes to show. Make a product. Literally fixate yourself on making a product that people will buy. Add microtransactions, fair enough. I mean, they've made it free. I mean, if you're not gonna charge for a game, I have no problem with microtransactions, and I don't mind the way they do it either, because you see what you want, you buy it. Fair enough. There's a bit of a time limit. If you miss your chance, you know, you'll have to wait until the next time it comes around. But then at the end of the day, it's not gambling. And with the UK currently having a hell of a bloody underage gambling problem, I think really that is the right way to go. But, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, you know, people have said Call of Duty, come off it, mate, fucking hell. Battlefield, meh. You know, they're all like screaming that these should be Game of the Year, or God of War. Fair play, you know. But again, God of War was relevant for all of 5 minutes, and then it just dissipated. And that's not its fault. It's still a fantastic game, but it's not lasted the entire year, you know? So, yeah, I hope you managed to get to the end of this, and, you know, you actually agree with what I say. As I say, it may not be your Game of the Year, but I don't think there can be any doubt in anyone's mind that this is the ultimate Game of the Year. And if it keeps up like this with the changes and the constant people on it, I could really see its relevance lasting to next year. And maybe that's what we need to look at now, is maybe games that change constantly. I mean, you think about it now. In maybe 10 years' time, will we be playing Fortnite Classic? You know, where they just strip everything down so people can go, oh, I remember that. So, yeah. Thank you very much for listening, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye.